welcome to my channel. So this video I'm going to address mental health techniques that could be used with weight loss. I learned very early on in my journey that weight loss was not just a physical process but a mental process. Now, with that comes the whole learning new routines, learn habits. If anyone's done any psychology before, you probably come across things like conditioning, but that's not what we're talking about today. But that's an example of behavior learning. What I want to talk about today is those moments where you crave something with your whole body that you know is going to throw you off your plans, and it's becoming frequent in your weight loss journey, in your health plan. So I'm not really so much on about those moments whereby you may just have that extra ice cream or that extra bar of chocolate and then kind of that's it. I'm on about when it becomes frequent, like most days of the week, you are beginning to lax in your plan and you're including things which you know are um, spoiling your plans and your goals, but you can't stop. So for me, I frequently go through these feelings because I do have an eating disorder as well. So with that comes the sometimes the lack of control with food and the need to gain control back. I have included techniques from my studying. At the moment, I'm doing a master's in psychological health and mental well-being, and I found that some of those techniques can really be helpful. They can also apply to physical and mental issues, conditions, and chronic illnesses. So, what am I talking about? Okay, so has anyone heard the phrase mindfulness? You most probably have heard it being thrown around in media and on TV, and you probably kind of got a feel for what it is, but not quite sure what it is. There are tons of definitions of mindfulness, and mindfulness is one of the oldest techniques. It's been around for centuries. It's just that it's really now we're beginning to unpack what it could do for us health-wise beneficial. So, I'm going to put a link below, it'll be somewhere, yeah, or in the description. It might be easier. You have to bear with me. I'm still going through how to create videos, so it will get there. So I'll put a link into a positive psychology site. That will give it's a 10-minute read, and if you want to read into it further, there are many creators of new mindfulness techniques. And they all come with the different definitions. But the one thing that resonates across all of them is mindfulness is listening and understanding and being aware of your body in the present moment. Now, a lot of you might have come across this in terms of breathing. So you are really anxious, your breathing's going up really fast, and you gain control by slowing that breathing down. That is an example of mindfulness. But how could it be used then for those times whereby you just can't stop eating those things you feel like, not what anyone else feels like, what you feel like spoils your plan? So I'll introduce you to kind of a mindfulness technique that I've picked up. So when I'm really craving something, and bear in mind, I've already had maybe my treats for the day, and I am following Slimming World, and we work with treats along the lines of SINs. A SINs just means synergy. Um, and that's my allowance. It's a point allowance. So I give you an example. A Whisper chocolate bar is 7 points. Every day I can have a maximum of 15 points. But also sins can be for things like oils. For instance, if you add oil to your cooking, like olive oil, a tablespoon of olive oil is 6 sins. So you see where I'm going with this. So back to what I was saying. So if I'm really, really craving something and I know it's going to spoil my plans, anyone get them overwhelming physical feelings in your body? You almost feel like you are anxious and your heart, you may not notice, but your heart is beating faster and you really, really just want that. And then it consumes your brain. So I need this thing. I need it. I need it. I need it. I need it. And it stops being a want and it becomes almost like self-sabotage actually falls into this. We convince ourselves to have it and then we have it and then after we go through the guilt. We feel like we've spoiled things, we feel like we've messed up our plans, and we feel like that week's done. And then that leads you to continue the pattern of overeating or coming off your plan because you already feel like you failed. Never mind what that does to you physically, but what that does to you mentally, to your self-esteem as well, is can be really tough to recover from. So those feelings consume us physically, emotionally. We feel the panic and we feel the need for whatever that object is, that food source that you want or drink, you know. So what do we do about it? So what do I do about it when I have those moments? And this is again taps into what people ask me. You know, how do you control it, Ellie? How have you controlled it for so long? How have you lost 140 pounds? You know, controlling this. And my answer is mindfulness technique. So I sit with it. You see, the funny thing is, when we push something away emotionally, we actually want it more. So, mindfulness is paying attention in the moment and being present with those feelings. So, I sit within them craving feelings. I sit in them, I let them wash over my body, I breathe through them. I first of all identify that yes, I'm craving this item. Yes, I am. And it's a very unfamiliar feeling to agree with a feeling of craving instead of running from it. So I sit and I agree with those feelings. Yes, I want that chocolate bar. Yes, I do. Yes, I'm exhibiting all those craving feelings. Yes, I am. And I allow myself to experience those feelings because they're a part of me. And I don't think it's good for us to feel ashamed of them. There's nothing inherently bad about those craving feelings. They are a part of us and they're a part of us that we have to accept. So I sit with them, I breathe through them, again, concentrating and acknowledging and accepting what I want in that moment. You will find that the intensity of craving begins to pass. And I want you to keep breathing through that intensity of craving. When it begins to pass, and it will, I want you to then talk to yourself gently and say, I acknowledge these feelings. I'm not running from them. I'm not running from this part of me. I accept that I have these feelings. And then move to a place whereby you can begin to let them go. Now, the letting go comes down to, like I said, first acknowledging those feelings, and then secondly, saying, but I don't want to spoil my health plan for today. Say that to yourself, even if it's in your head. I don't want to spoil my plan. I want to reach my goal this week. Because when you state I, you are addressing yourself fully. And when you are saying want, you are identifying what your desires are, what your goals are for that week. So I often say is, yes, I want that bar of chocolate. Yes, I do. So that's acknowledging the craving. But also, even more importantly, I want to succeed this week. It's almost like the power of saying no. Has anyone ever experienced that? And if you have, please leave a comment with your story and how you use that word no. There is power in the word no. So people who offer you, I don't know why that is. I've experienced this, but when you're on a weight loss plan, people offer you things. I don't know. I don't want to judge and say it's intentional or not. I don't know, but I get offered sometimes, and I'll say no, thank you. There is power in that no thank you, because that no thank you means that I am respecting the goals I have for that week. So that's mindfulness technique in weight loss. It's the ability to identify the cravings that we are holding in that moment and not running from those feelings. It's being able to sit in the presence of those feelings and breathing through them and allowing them to wash over us. It's then the ability to reinstate to yourself what is important to you. So it allows you to think clearly and be in the presence of your body, but also what you really want in your mind. So that's mindfulness. Again, I left the link down below to the Positive Psychology website. It's a 10-minute read if you want to read more about mindfulness. Mindfulness is becoming very popular, and it's sad in one way though, because people are still holding a view of psychology, and especially the new positive psychology school of thought, as some pseudoscience, but it is steeped in very good research ethics. So it's worth a read. I might do some more mindfulness techniques, but another one that I use is self-compassion, which I will go into on another video, because that's equally important, because it may not work every time. There are times mindfulness techniques don't work when I'm in such a frazzle about a food. And then that's where self-compassion comes in. But the majority of times when I sit in the presence of those feelings and acknowledge them and talk to myself about, do they align with my goals that week? Do they align with my goals that day? I find that they no longer have power over me. I have power over them. And it's a good way for me and my body to connect, because sometimes we have feelings that we don't even know. We don't understand the feelings that we have in our body. So it's a good way to identify the feelings that we have in our body and link them to the cravings that we have. People do this with water, and food. Are you sure you're hungry, or is it just because you need a drink of water? So it's kind of paying attention to your body. Okay, guys, so if this video helped you, please comment. If you are wanting to try it out, also comment and like and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, it's a new channel and I'm just starting up. Your support is very much needed and appreciated beyond words. Take care. Love you.